Right, okay ladies and gents, let's make a start I think. So in the next 20 minutes or so, what I want to talk to you about is how you actually go about picking out what the questions will be on the exam paper. Obviously I am going to send you away today, or at least I will email over to my colleagues in the other schools. I will email across what I think is the best guess as to what the likely questions will be on the exam paper this year. I do this every year. Nathan, what's my record like on predicting the exams? Questions?
Pretty spot on.
Pretty spot on, isn't it, Nathan? It's pretty good, that, isn't it? Yes. So I hope to send you away today with a question paper which will be pretty much, I hope and anticipate, if history repeats itself, similar to what you can expect to see in the summer. So I want to talk to you a little bit about the specification and then a little bit about how you actually go about picking out what the likely questions will be. I hope that what's on the screen behind me is not something that you're unfamiliar with. This is of course the OCR specification and the section for Unit 585, which is the global economy. You will know, I'm sure, that it's split into four parts, four sections. So you've got your macroeconomic performance, you've got your trade and integration, development and sustainability, and then the economics of globalization, which comes later. So those are the four components of this paper, of this specification. Now, the reason that I like doing the OCR specification, one of the reasons is because it really gives you a great insight as to what the likely questions will be, because all this stuff here on the right hand side, candidates should be able to. The exam board, because it says candidates should be able to, they're basically telling you, hey guys, these are the things that you need to know. Well, they're not allowed to ask you anything which does not appear on the right hand side. And that is obviously really helpful for you and for us as teachers to know that, okay, if we cover all this content on the right hand side of this, they're not allowed to ask you anything else. Same goes for F581 for any of you who are doing a research, same goes for F582, same goes for F584 or 3 if you do leisure. They're not allowed to ask you things which don't appear on the right hand side, and that's why it's relatively easy to actually spot what the questions will be. So you've got those four sections, and I've just been doing this, actually my group, we did it yesterday and the day before. We've been going through and just taking the extract material and then mapping it across to the specification to these four areas. So what you need to do is, and you don't need to do this now, but obviously you could do this in your or at your leisure, in your leisure time. So you've got your 5 extracts. What you need to do is you need to read those 5 extracts. Don't just look at the title and say, oh, this must be globalization, although it probably will be something to do with that. Read the extracts, and having read the extracts, then look at the specification, those 4 areas which I've just mentioned, and just tie in which area of the specification each extract actually covers. Now, as I say, my lot, we've done this in just the last day or two, and this is what we reckon. We think that the macroeconomic performance question is going to come from the final extract, which is extract 5, which is obviously going to be the essay question. I think this is great news. I personally don't like the essay questions to be on development, because there's not a lot of theory to really hang your hat on. Whereas when it comes to the macroeconomic performance, where we're talking about AD and AS analysis, there's a lot there that you can hang your hat on. So I think that's a great essay that you're going to get actually this year on extract 5. We think trade and integration is covered in extracts 1, 2 and 3. Development and sustainability covered in extract 3 and extract 5. And then the economics of globalization is touched on in extract 1 and extract 4. Now, if you can identify which area of the specification each extract is pointing at, given that you know question 1A, because the questions flow in order. Question 1A will be from extract 1. Question 1B, the analysed question, will almost certainly be from extract 1 because it's 2 pages long. They won't just give you probably one question on extract 1. So you can work through and you can then begin to spot what the questions are. And you can match the command words. Now, by command words, what do we mean, Adam Ali? What do we mean by the command words, please? Give me an example of a command word. Can we all hear Adam? Or would you like this, Adam? Okay, speak up, please. Analyze, discuss, define, explain, and so on. Those are all your command words. So what you need to do is you need to match those to a particular extract. So question 1A. We've already, and I've already spoken about this earlier, we know that question 1A will be a define, a state and explain question. But now we also know, because we've read the extract material and mapped it across to the specification, we also know that that define question is going to come from the macroeconomic performance section of the spec. Now if you've got your, if you all get your specs in front of you with the macroeconomic performance section, this bit here. And I'll just call on a few groups, if I may, just at this point to do this, to help me. So, extract 1, question 1A. Peter, is it? Excellent. Peter, question 1A is going to be how many marks? Or 2 or 4? Yeah, usually it'll be 2 times 2 or just a 4 marker, straight 4 marker. And what would be the command words, Michael, for a 4-mark question?
Define, explain, outline, distinguish between.
Very well read, Michael. Yes. Define, explain, outline, distinguish between. Now, to pick out a question which you might then be asked on the exam paper, you know that it's going to be from this section here, macroeconomic performance. And so now all you've got to do is go down this list here and pick out, okay, so where's the distinguish between? Where's the define? Where's the explain? And this is the way that you can then start to build an exam paper up. So, sorry, I don't know, apologies, but I don't know any of you. It's Kane, isn't it, on the end? Kane, what's there for a possible question for extract 1?
It's the second one down, distinguish between short and long run economic growth.
Okay, it's a possibility. Distinguish between short run and long run economic growth. I would say probably that won't be the question. Why might that not be the question? Tatenda, why might that not be the question? Do you want the microphone, Tatenda? Come on, you're not usually this shy. Come on. Why might that not be the question?
The game over the reasons.
Okay, it was on that. It was on the recent question bank. That's true. But why else? Extract 1 doesn't have anything really to do with short run and long run growth. So therefore it's pretty unlikely that this will be the question. Can anyone in Alice's group here, lads, sorry I don't know your names, but could either of you tell me what a potential question might be given the content of extract 1?
Defining the national income multiplier in some terms and sense.
Again, it's a potential question, isn't it? Because it's define, it's the command word define, you're absolutely bang on with that. But again, why might that not, could you tell me why that might not be one of the questions?
Possibly team, command word team.
Okay, maybe, but anyone else? Anyone? Girls, either of you know why that might not be one of the questions? It's, well, yeah, that extract 1 doesn't really focus on that area of the spec, but you're quite right to point that out as a potential. Anyone got any idea of what the question actually might be? Josh, is it?
Define globalization.
Where is that, Josh?
Oh, it's
Remember, we're looking for things from this right-hand column here, which might be the likely question. Not sure on that one. Short run and long run growth? No. Describe and understand the different stages of the cycle? Probably not. Define the national income multiplier? Probably not. And we carry on. Anything else there? Anything else there? Olivia? On that list that we've highlighted? Probably not. No. Absolutely right. So, when it comes to actually spotting these questions, I'll just go back to question 1A, extract 1, from the macroeconomic performance section. Now I might have, yeah, that's why we've got that. That's why we've got that wrong, ladies and gentlemen. You see, we all make mistakes. I was in a rush to put this together. You're absolutely right, Josh, to say it won't come from there. Well done. It's most likely to come from, that's a little typo there, ladies and gents. It's most likely to come from, as you can see, this section, trade and integration. Now we're talking. What, Lewis, might the question be from this section? Distinguish between absolute and comparative advantage. Now, why might that be a very likely question, Lewis? Because it mentions absolute and comparative advantage in your extract 1. So that's a very likely question. Indeed, I'd be very surprised if that's not 1A on the paper. Very surprised at that. And there are one or two others there which I reckon will appear later on. I think that this one here, explain PPP, for those of you who've done it already, purchasing power parity, gets a mention in extract 3. That's a potential for 2A, I would say, for 4 marks. So that is how you go about sort of looking through the spec and identifying what the likely questions will be. So apologies for the typo on that one. 1B. Question 1B we know is going to be an analyse question. Now, there's your extract 1. The exam board will not give you 2 pages of data and then just say define absolute and comparative advantage. They're going to want a little bit more than that. So I think it's reasonable to assume that 1B is also going to come from extract 1. And the 1B obviously is an analyse question. And again, you spot the questions in exactly the same way. You go back to the spec, and again, make sure you're looking at the correct area, obviously, a lesson well learned. And you look then for the command word analyse. So analyse the effects of international trade. Given that we've got comparative and absolute advantage mentioned in extract 1, that is a potential area for a 1B for 6 marks. So basically, as Reese was talking about, you know, international trade, comparative advantage, ratio analysis, all that type of thing is a potential area. And again, look for anything else. Analyse the significance of terms of trade. Those of you who have looked in greater depth at this extract will know that terms of trade appears later in extract 3. So it's probably not going to be a question on extract 1, but potentially maybe on extract 3. And there's not, you know, there are not a lot of options there for the exam board to ask you particular questions. Therefore, that makes it relatively easy to spot what the likely questions will be. There aren't many examples of analyse in that particular area of the spec. So this is why I love OCR. And then lastly, I like to do sort of work to the end then. So if you go from 1A to 1B, so you know what the first 2 questions are, you know that the very last question is going to be the essay on extract 5. And then what you need to do is you need to work backwards from extract 5, question 3. So what comes before question 3? Aaron? 2 what? And what's that going to be? No, what's the command word going to be in that one? It's going to be a comment question. What extract's it going to come from, Aaron, if the essay is in extract 5? Exactly. So your 2C is going to come from extract 4. What's the question, Sophie Montgomery? What is the question before the 2C? And what's the stem of the question?
It's analyse.
Analyse. We know that extract 4 is comment, so where's the analyse question going to come from, probably?
Extract 3.
Possibly, yes. So if you just do that, sort of do the first couple of questions, do the last question, and then work back to your meet in the middle, you should come up with this. And this is what I think is probably going to be the likely structure for the questions in June, as you can see. So 3 is your essay on extract 5, 2C is your comments on extract 4, 2B analyse, extract 3, 2A explain, extract 3, 1C comment, extract 2, 1B analyse, extract 1, and 1A from extract 1. So that I reckon is probably more or less going to be the structure of your exam paper. And we've talked about the sort of level of detail and the amount of content that you need in each of those. Okay. So that really was all that I wanted to say on that. We haven't exhausted the questions, however, that I gave to the groups with regard to extract 1, because it would be nice just to hear a little bit about the data that you're presented with in extract 1, which is this chart in particular. So could I ask, please, if you're ready, or do you need a couple of minutes to just get your thoughts together on that? I'll give you 2 minutes, right? Get your thoughts together on that one, and then we'll hear from this group at the front about the last 2 questions. Yeah, so just see it.
Explain how
Say that again? You could get it. Amazing. Mr. Kelly's much kinder than me, Reece. Oh yes, yeah. It's just or do you want to do the questions yeah, sure.